That's a W. That's E1. That's E1. That's a W.
Holy smokes, that is dunk of the year. Franz Wagner is in the house. Welcome to a film session here on the Basketball Zone YouTube channel. I'm your host, Leo Bias, and I got my boy Vince Miracle with me to break it all down. Vince, this man has been as good as advertised, averaging 15 points, 3 assists, about 2 steals on 46% from beyond New York. What have your thoughts been so far on Franz Wagner?
Yo, Franz is nice, man. I'm pumped that he's a starter already for Orlando. I think he's definitely surpassed a lot of people's expectations in terms of what they were going to see right away. I mean, there are some that thought he was going to be this good, but man, he's been phenomenal, and I think he's definitely eked out his role. This is now he's going to be the starter over Chuma Okeke. God damn, there's that.
That is just nasty. I mean, let's break this down real quick. So Franz gets a nice hammer screen up top, and that just allows him to get attacking the rim, bro. And he knows that Cat's on his back, but just the fact that he's just fearless. My God, like this was just nasty to watch, bro. It's just good for him, man.
Yeah, that was a play right there. That is a mean play. Franz has been so good off pick and rolls everywhere on this court. He's been so good.
Oof, just in slow mo too.
The
My
elevation.
God. Just the
Cat can't even
length.
believe he got. Look at Cat's face. Rewind it again. Go back to Cat's face. Go back to Cat's face. He can't believe he jumped that high. Go. Cat's face is so funny.
Oh my God. Oh. Thank God he didn't get her. All right, so let's move on.
Look at.
Let's move on to the second play. On the second possession, we see that Wendell was trying to give Mr. Cole Anthony a screen. He rejects it, and then obviously Edwards has to help and rotate. But when that happens, that gives enough space to this man to hit a shot, which he was 5 of 9 from beyond the arc last night against the T-Wolves. And at first they were leaving them open, but here it was contested. I mean, that's good defense for the most part, but that length, you're not blocking that shot. And it's just the little things that he does to create space for guys like Anthony, for guys like Jalen Suggs. He's just going to get better and better, man. And this was the big thing coming out, right? Will his jump shot really translate? I think he's a lot better when he's set, obviously, more than off the dribble, but you don't need him to do things off the dribble if you put him in the best situations to succeed, right?
Yeah, he's 5 dribble max type of player, but catch and shoots, he's nice, and his shot goes well beyond that 3-point line. I mean, even on that shot that we were showing right here, look how far away he is from that line. So when Anthony Edwards is right there having to show to stop Cole Anthony, who has also been great to start this year. He has
and I'm
great.
a huge hater, by the way. I'm a huge hater, but
no, I'm a hater.
But give him credit though. He's been playing really well.
So you have to respect what Cole Anthony's been doing. So he has to sag down to stop him from that layup, from that charge, and that left Franz wide open. And look at that shot, man. It is pure.
Yeah.
That jumper is nice.
So on the second possession, we see Franz go and set a hammer screen, but it was more of a ghost action fake. And then Wendell sets a nice flare screen for him, which then gets Edwards lost a little bit. And then boom, he's wide open, going downhill, and just attacks Cat, man. It's just, God, it's such a great action by the T-Wolves, right?
This was in the second quarter, third quarter. I think Cat was dealing with a little bit of a foul issue there too. So he knew he had to attack Cat, because he didn't want to draw that foul. I really believe this was in the second quarter of this game. And that's why Cat, because if you see, you not a lot of people would attack Karl Anthony Towns like this going downhill. But Franz went into his body knowing that Cat does not want to pick up that foul. And yeah, it was a smart play, because he could have shot the 3, but he knew the easier basket's down low. He can't foul him.
You gotta love that one. Even here where he fights through the screen, many players would just almost give up, right? And he has the length, the anticipation skills to really contest a shot without fouling. And Bamba steps up. So this isn't on Bamba, right? Because he's doing his job. It's really on Cole Anthony. But yet again, you really can't do much about big man there, Mr. Stewart. And they get the offensive rebound. But that just shows how smart of a defender Franz really is.
Yeah, I mean, Franz has shown it, and that was like one of his biggest pros was how good of a defender he is.
Right.
He was in college, and he moves his feet faster than I even expected him to move it out there on the perimeter. He's been guarding perimeter actually pretty good. Him
Yep.
and Jalen Suggs are, I believe, third and fifth. I think Suggs is third, and Franz is fifth in terms of point differentials from when they're defending their opponents compared to when they're playing against anybody else. They're like, I think their opponent's like minus 12% more in their field goal percentage. So he's playing really well defensively, and it's very impressive to see that he can guard 2 through 4.
Yeah, and this is literally on the next possession, right? They miss a shot. He is guarding so much space. He's guarding his man. He's tagging down in the paint to help out. But he's able to do that because he has the length, man. And he just has great anticipation skills. We saw that on the film at Michigan, man. And then this leads to a break, which we'll bring him later. But he's been really good in transition, pushing the ball. That is just an awful pass, but he did the right play, right? And it leads to an open jump shot. That's really good stuff there, bro.
Yeah, he never gives up. He never gives up. I feel like a lot of these teams too have been attacking him, and this is gonna sound a little. I think this is gonna sound bad, but I feel like they're stereotyping him as being like a slow player. They're like literally targeting him to see if he's a real player or not every time he touches the floor, and every game, I feel like he's just showing that he's getting better and look at that distance, man. I mean, he's a real player. He's reminded me a little bit of Gordon Hayward early in Utah. So
He's reminded me of Andre Karolinko, like that type of utility player that has the length, the athleticism. Even though he did get stereotyped as well, but he's just a good basketball player. He knows how to play the game of basketball. And if you are hitting this shot, look how much space there's right there, bro. I mean, he is deep, right? And you can't guard that if he's hitting that on a consistent basis. I don't know how sustainable 46.3 from beyond the arc is, but if he shoots 40%, you just struck gold with this kid because he's going to do everything else right, which is why the Kings are so high on him in the first place.
Yeah, I can see why. His you can tell what the Kings were targeting in the draft by watching him play because his defensive mentality when he's out there on the floor, he's loud. I love watching Orlando's telecast. I feel like they're very informative about this team and especially about Franz. They're very high on him, and you can see why. And I understand why the Kings were targeting him with their picks. So he would have been a nice addition there.
Right. And talking about communicating, this is probably the best play where the entire team communicates. And even though the Pistons get a bailout jump shot, this is great defense. And 9 out of 10 times you'll always get a stop. It's just the block. They're communicating well. They're scrambling all over the place, and he gets a lucky shot. But just go back, like everybody is in sync. They're talking. They're sliding their feet. They're switching. They're scrambling, and Franz is just
look at his
everywhere.
head. Look at it. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. That entire position. Look at his switches. Look at him. He's always constantly looking for where his guy is, as well as where's the ball. Never went away from his actual play.
That is phenomenal. Great stuff there. Let's move on to the floater, which is a huge component of his game right now. He attacks Olynyk, the slower white guy. Let's call it the way it is. And he understands that. He has the strides. And it's just a great touch around the rim, bro. You gotta love this. If this is sustainable and his shot is 38 to 40%, you're gonna close out hard, and this is gonna be open for him all day long, especially at that size. Like he's gonna get this up easily, bro.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of that shot, even though it went in. He does have a nice touch in that mid range, though, and this kind of just proves it. He has a nice soft touch. He knows where he's at on the floor at all times, and I like that he knows exactly where he needs to be the most successful, whether it be a drive on that Karl Anthony Towns play that we saw earlier, the gap that he keeps so that you can't block his shot from deep 3-point range. I mean, he's a smart basketball player.
This is a turnover, even though it got reversed. But let's talk about some of the things that he's not making yet, like in terms of good reads. So he should have taken that shot, right? He doesn't take that shot. It's a good attack if you stop here, jump stop into your either floater or a mid-range shot. What does he do? He tries to go all the way. He's just out of control, and he gets. I don't know why on earth they call this a block, because they challenged it. But point is, he was out of control, and he needs to be better in these situations.
Yeah, he tried to Euro, I think, and lost the basketball. So I still don't understand how this was a block at all. Look, see, he tried to Euro, but he lost the ball. The ball got the ball stuck right there. And then he just ran into the dude.
Oh my goodness,
That was
that's right.
insane.
That's funny.
He could have made that pass out to Terrence Ross though when he was at the free throw line area. But I think he really just lost the ball on that initial dribble, like right there. I think he lost it and then thought he could Euro, but the ball never came back up. It was too
But
far
like
away.
right here though, like he just needs to go to a jump stop and just shoot the shot.
I know. I think he just lost the ball. See, that's why he's chasing it. That's why he's going to do the Euro. I think he's just trying to save a play because the ball's still down there. It never came back.
All right, so let's yeah, and you know the refs had some action on that play to call that a block. But here we see him in transition once again, distributing the basketball to Jalen Suggs, who, let's be honest, Franz has been better than Jalen so far, man. And Jalen has gotten a lot of people talking, chirping, oh, you know, I don't know, man. Franz could be the surprise of this draft because he is playing well, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on Jalen. But again, I'm not worried about Jalen. But I am pleasantly surprised on how good, how fast Franz has been.
Yeah, Franz has been a solid basketball player. I think Jalen is he's kind of being overlooked and underutilized just because Cole Anthony's been playing so well. They can't take the ball out of Cole's hands when he's playing this good. So Suggs is mainly being out there as a defender. And again, he's the one that's sitting in third place as the third best defender right now out of that draft. So.
But he can't shoot 24% from beyond the arc, and
he's chucking the ball. He's chucking the ball at the rim right now. Let's be honest. That's what he's doing. But again, he can't take the ball out of Cole Anthony's hands. His role is going to be as a defender so far on this team, as being another playmaking ball handler. I think he'll find his way. I think Jalen Suggs is just in that situation right now where he's just got to find his role. Where Franz is in a perfect role for him because they're playing him as the 3, and both other big men, both Bamba and Wendell Carter Jr. are knocking down threes. They allow him to take a little bit more risk to where he can recover because he's not the most lateral quickness type of player, Franz. So he is looking very well here in Orlando.
Right now, Cole Anthony leads the team with 19.4, Wendell Carter 9.9, so pretty much 10 rebounds a game. And both you and I love Wendell. Cole Anthony 5.6 assists, and then Franz leads the team in steals at 1.1. They have a very young, exciting team, man, and man, it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to progress. Will there be a rookie wall down the road as the season progresses? I think so, but so far, so good. Final thoughts on Franz before we end this video?
I want to see what they're going to do with all of these wings once they get healthy. Franz has looked fantastic. I think he's played into that starting role well. He showed that he fits in that rotation. I want to know what they're thinking about with Chuma Akiki. I want to know what they're gonna do with Jonathan Isaac if and when he ever does return. I mean, they got a nice set of guard wings, wing center type players where I want to see what they have. And I'm a fan of Chuma Okeke, the 16th pick from 2 years ago. He showed a lot of potential last year. I think he averaged like 1.5 steals, 13 points, and 6 rebounds by the end of the season before he got hurt. So they have talent on this young Magic team, and they're definitely fun to watch. I think Franz is showing that the Magic got something special with him right now. Early. It's still early, but he's showing a lot of special abilities.
There it is, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this film session on Franz Wagner, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You guys can also catch our Evan Mobley 1 on this YouTube channel. Again, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.